Hey guys, it's Hermanique here. This is actually our first video that we actually doing together, so it's pretty cool. Um, so today is Wednesday,
June 28th.
June 28th, 2017. Um, so we're gonna actually catch you guys up because we went to our initial surgeon consultation yesterday on Tuesday, June 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And then today was the dietitian appointment. So yeah, I'm gonna just kick it off to Neek to start it off.
All right, so the consultation was yesterday on Tuesday. It was supposed to be about 3 hours, but it ended up being about an hour and a half for us.
Mm-hmm.
We were the first two people there. We got there about 7:45 in the morning, so we actually got there before the office opened. So they went in order of who came first, who got to meet the doctor first. So we got to meet first and second. So once we were done with that, our appointment was over. It was a pretty good appointment for the most part. The seminar was things that we had already mostly knew because we have done a lot of research and pretty much knew what direction we wanted to go into as far as surgery and risk and all those things that they go over for the seminar anyway. So we had a good amount of information going into the appointment. So that part was pretty much the hour, and then the half hour left was our meeting with the doctor. We ended up actually meeting with Dr. Martin together. Since we're going to be going through this together, we actually met with the doctor together. So he's very nice. He's actually quite young. He's 33.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of puts him in the same age bracket as us.
Yep.
Which at first we kind of worried about, but turned out to be really cool. He's real personable, real nice. You can tell he's a caring surgeon, and it's going to be a good experience so far. Seems like so. He did want me, since my BMI when we weighed in, that was like the first thing they did, weighed in. So I'm 4'11" and I'm 310 pounds, which puts my BMI at 62.6. So he wanted wanted me to lose a couple pounds before we move forward with surgery, which turns out to be about 13 pounds to get my BMI below 60. Turns out there's a lot of risk for people that have a BMI over 60. So that's what he wants me to do. So it's about 13 pounds. I can lose that fairly quickly, I'm thinking. I have a follow-up appointment in about a month. So on the 28th of July, I have a follow-up appointment. So hopefully we'll have that 13 pounds down by then.
So my initial weigh-in was also yesterday, and they got me at 383, which is actually great because I lost 5 pounds since my last appointment with my PCP, which was 2 weeks ago. So kudos to me. Nick also lost a pound since 2 weeks ago. So hey,
We take what we can get.
yeah, you do. So that puts my BMI at 54.95. Being that my BMI is below 60 but over 50, it puts me on a fast-paced track to surgery. So with that being said, we got a checklist yesterday. It's like this. And pretty much we both gotta do like a medical clearance and get an EKG, do some labs, and we have to watch some videos regarding the surgery that we chose. Did you tell them what the surgery we chose?
Oh no, so when we met with Dr. Martin, we were already pretty much sold on the Roux-En-Y gastric bypass. And he said that he thought that was we were great candidates. Both of us were great candidates for that surgery. So we're both on board for Roux-En-Y. So
yeah. So we had to watch two videos in regards to like bariatric surgery. The one was more directed towards Roux-En-Y, and to get an EGD. Neat didn't get her EGD scheduled because she has to lose her 13 pounds first, but I got mine scheduled. And it's going to be scheduled for July 18th. So that's pretty cool. That's in a couple weeks. And yeah, overall, Dr. Martin was very, very cool, very personal, like Nick said. He put us at ease with it, so I think it's gonna be a great relationship between him and also the office staff there. They're amazing, very nice and friendly. Make you feel like you have a family away from your family from home. Yeah, like it was just a great experience with Dr. Martin. So.
Oh yeah, and check out these binders.
Yeah.
So it says navigating my journey. So it's a pretty thick binder, if you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Pretty thick binder of lots of things like diet plans and recipes
And what to expect.
What to expect. It's pretty much an entire guide of surgery and everything we could possibly need as far as supplemental material.
Mm-hmm.
What I really like most about the binder, we were just flipping through it yesterday after we came home from the appointment, and there's a tab in the back for like my journey, and one of the first pages on there is they took our picture when we went in, which seemed to be just like a headshot, but when we were flipping through the binder, it turns out it was a whole body shot of us. So they got our nice picture in there, which I thought was so sweet. And they plan to take another picture of us a year out. So after surgery, they'll take another picture and just kind of like give us that comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what they constantly are telling us is it's kind of hard to track what you look like constantly while losing all this drastic weight.
Mm-hmm.
You get lost in what do I look like? What do I look like? And you don't feel like you're making progress. So that's a good tool that they use to show you exactly the progress you're making, because it's a huge life decision you're making, and ultimately it's the greatest thing you can really do for your health. So I thought that was great.
Yeah. Like before, I think we just so excited about receiving this tool that anything negative like about it doesn't really phase us. Even like in the seminar yesterday, like it's a small percentage of like things happen, like 1 or 2%. Not really a concern. I mean, with any surgery, it's going to have its risk. So whether it's bariatric surgery or a knee replacement or whatever it may be, there's going to be risk. So I don't necessarily feel bad about opting to have bariatric surgery because of knowing that there's risk, because whether or not you have bariatric surgery or not, you're going to be exposed to risk if you have any type of surgery. So it's what works for us, and we're both happy about it. After yesterday, it definitely put us at ease in knowing that we're making the right decision as far as this particular surgery, and just continue to look forward to move on this journey as quickly as possible. That's definitely a goal. So yeah, it's very exciting to finally know that the process has begun. The journey has officially started. Like, we officially weighed in, and like it's taking off from here. So it's pretty cool to finally like be moving instead of like not moving.
Yeah. So that was pretty much that for the consultation. Today we actually both met with the dietitian. We had 2 separate appointments, but it's turning out that our appointments are days apart from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And since we're going through the process together, some of these appointments can be combined. Like the psych eval, we can't go to that together. They want you to go individually.
Mm-hmm.
But for something like a dietitian or the shared like consultation we went to yesterday, those are things that they can combine. So we both went to the dietitian today.
Mm-hmm.
And since I have weight to lose pre-op, she gave me a long list of, like, from the back, she was really, really helpful. Like, I feel like I spent an entire 30 minutes. It was well worth the time. She gave me a good list on all the writing all over the paper of great things that we could work on. Like, I bored eat a lot, so she came up with a list of things to do when there's nothing to do. So thinking of alternatives of things to be doing instead of sitting in front of the TV eating when there's nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Goals as far as moving forward with our diet and everything. As far as fast food, we're big fast food eaters. Just because I work 2 jobs and it's hard to find the motivation to come home after working 8 or 10 hours a day and cook something, it's a lot that goes into it. Not saying that that's a crutch for me to live on forever, but right now it's just kind of hard to find that motivation, which I'm working towards. But as far as the appointment in general, I feel like she came from a realistic standpoint, which is why I really like her and why I like this process so far, is because we're dealing with obese and morbidly obese people. It's not okay to just tell someone, oh, just go cold turkey and stop doing something, when that's all they've known pretty much all of their life, or as long as they've been obese. So what she ended up suggesting for as far as our fast food, like we go to fast food restaurants like pretty frequently. So she looked at it as a whole, like, okay, how often are you going to fast food restaurants? Pretty much every day. Well, let's try going 3 times a week. And are you going multiple times a day? Which sometimes we are. Try to cut it down to once or twice a day. You know, just meeting us halfway and giving us tools to make those changes, but not going cold turkey, because we know that doesn't work. Other suggestions, such as not eating past 9 o'clock, which that would be a good starting point for us. Like, we eat at all hours of the night. It's pretty much no time that we don't limit ourselves to eating.
Yep.
So that'll be a good starting point for us. Spreading calories over the day, as far as like when you wake up, eating something within the first 90 minutes of being up and things like that. Just making sure that the first meal you eat is not at 3 in the afternoon and you're starving and ready to tear someone's head off, that you're eating anything and everything that's right in front of you. So just little tips like that. So we were there for about 30 minutes and it was well worth the time. So I'm looking forward to implementing some of these things and getting this weight off so I can continue to go towards weight loss surgery.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that in the back of our binders, there's a lot of nutritional supplements help. Like, one of the things I know that was a concern for me was, like, I know they mentioned that they want you to step away from a lot of the salt seasonings, and utilize a lot of fresh vegetables and herbs and spices. But I was like, well, I don't know what pairs with what. And so Nick actually just was reading the book and saw a breakdown of like what herbs and spices go for what type of meal. So that is a great plus there, because that was like one of my biggest things was like, I don't want to pit thyme and oregano with fish if it doesn't go with fish or whatever. Like, what natural spices and herbs do you use to cook? So now that we have that, there's really no excuse to step away from like the extra salt based seasonings, because you know, you gotta have flavor when you eat. So you know, I don't want anything bland. We like our meals spicy and good and flavorful, so that's great. Also about the vitamins, I know when we was doing our research and watching a lot of the YouTube vloggers, excuse me, a lot of people were talking about how expensive like vitamins and supplements were, and our dietitian pretty much told us that starting off, she wanted us to use like just regular basic vitamins, like a Flintstone chewable vitamins or adult multivitamin, and just see how that works for us. And pretty much after monitoring our progress, excuse me, whether or not they will turn up a little bit more into like the more expensive vitamin, because that was kind of a concern with us, was like, is that covered via insurance, or we have to worry about paying for those expensive vitamins, because they tell you that it's for a lifetime. But then we also learned that we might not be on those vitamins for a lifetime. So it was like a lot of eye-opening information with that. And leading on with that, it was the pre-op diet, which we always thought it was the 2-week liquid diet for the full 2 weeks. But our dietitian said that she wasn't going to do that to us, and she was going to allow us to have pretty much like an Atkins type diet, high protein, low carb diet for the first 2 weeks. Well, except for the last 2 days of that, so 2 weeks prior to surgery is where she going to put us on the full liquid diet. But beginning of the 2 weeks, we can have high protein, low carbs, just focusing on protein. That's like the biggest thing throughout this process, and even post-op is like protein. So that's great to hear, because we thought we're gonna struggle with the liquid diet because that's kind of a lot, but we're gonna find a way to get through those 2 weeks. But knowing that we can actually have a piece of meat or a vegetable or just something with some type of texture is it brings joy to us. So that was like very, very, very good to hear that today. Um, and just going back a little bit, one of the questions we had asked Dr. Martin, what Nick was concerned about was hair loss. So you want to kind of tell me what you say about hair loss?
Yeah, I've looked at a lot of videos and it seems like a lot of people are talking about hair loss. And at first I didn't really want to believe it. I didn't, the more you know, the better. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to believe anything until I spoke with the doctor about it. And I did ask, that was like one of the first questions I asked him. And it is true. So what he suggested is to start taking hair, skin, and nail vitamins now, even before you even know you're having surgery, or when. Just start taking those types of things now, because with the Roux-En-Y gastric bypass, the whole reason that it works is malabsorption. By them rerouting the intestine, it reroutes where the food is absorbed, like most of the absorption happens, which is the main reason that you lose the weight. So to say that you don't want that to happen is pretty much saying that you don't want the surgery, because that's the whole way it works. So with that, you're not absorbing the nutrients from your food, so that is where the malabsorption happens. And unfortunately, sometimes there's effects such as hair loss and vitamin deficiencies. So yes, that is kind of sad. I'm like, you guys probably know, well, one should care about hair loss. My hair looks like crap right now, but it's okay. I've actually worked pretty hard on it. It's actually really soft, and it's pretty long when I do things to it. So I put a lot of effort into growing my hair out and making sure it's healthy. So for someone to tell me that I'm at risk for it to fall out is kind of sad to me, but I'm also at a risk for a lot of other things, being overweight. So I'm going to do my part as far as making sure I'm taking the vitamins and making sure I'm following the diet and making sure I'm as healthy as I can be. And if my hair is falling off from that point, then it's kind of what's meant, because I can't stay this big this long either. That's not healthy either. So it's kind of a trade-off, but I'm willing to go in the direction of surgery and this trade-off as well. So
what, honestly, to me, he kind of put you, like I said, he put you at ease with a lot of things, because when you mention things, he kind of like, oh, you'll be fine. Like, he doesn't really make you feel worried about anything, because like when she brought up that concern, he's like, yeah, it's possible, but just take it right. Like, he really like don't really see a big issue with it. Like, even like the whole other vitamins and things of that nature. Like, he said that we probably won't be on vitamins for all of our life, like it states in the documents or whatever. So I think just like having someone that's on our team that's positive like that, because we're all about positivity, and just constantly reassuring us of our worries and concerns and putting them to ease is definitely a good thing. I know I kept telling her, like, but you'll be fine. It won't fall out, but I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know, but I'm just being supportive. But then to hear him say, like, well, there's a possibility, but, just take your vitamins, everything will be fine.
And I'd rather him tell the truth than to lie just so that someone will continue to have surgery.
Right.
Because in a situation like this, you should definitely know everything that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Just so you know if this is going to be the route you want to go in or not. I would hate for someone to have lied to me the entire time, and then I do something and it turns out to be the worst decision I ever made. But at this point, I am still very positive, very optimistic about surgery. It's kind of one of the main things I think about every day at this point, because it's going to be such a great opportunity for us, and we're young, which is what they really recommend for bariatric surgery. We have the rest of our life to implement the changes and make sure the rest of our lives is the best of our life. And that's really, really comforting to me. So I'm looking at this positively moving forward.
Yeah, totally agree. Just keeping that positivity flowing is definitely a thought that goes to my mind all day, every day lately, and it's like, it gives me something to look forward to. we always talk about like having a goal, have something to work for, and look forward to keep us motivated with things. And with this surgery, it's definitely a driving force with me, and I'm with Nick as well, to just keep pushing, keep going. And it's just ready to have the surgery. Like, I'm so impatient. I'm very anxious at times. And it's just like, okay, Herman, calm down. It's coming. Just wait it out. But just to know that it's rolling and things are going is great. Yeah, I'm really, really, really happy. It's really good that we're going through this together. And speaking of which, we have officially came up with our YouTube name, being that we know what we're doing now. So it won't just be Hermanique anymore. It's gonna be called
Bypass with Bay.
Yeah.
Don't judge us.
Don't judge us at all. So we thought it was pretty cool because we both have a bypass and we're lovers. So thought that'd be pretty cool for a name. So we really look forward to you guys just continuing to support us on this journey, and just seeing all the transitions. I don't know. And then also with my EGD that's coming up, I was doing a little research on that because I kind of knew what it was, but then I kind of didn't know how the procedure worked. So there's going to be a mild sedation that they put you under, so it will be sleep, and then they stick the camera cannula down your throat, but you don't really remember anything because you sleep, and it's a pretty fast procedure. And like I said, Dr. Martin is actually going to be the one who's performing my EGD on the 18th, which is in a couple weeks, so that's pretty cool. And so not really nervous about that. I'm just, like I said, just ready to get things checked off this list. So yeah, that's my next thing is on the 18th, until they call me about my medical clearance, that I do the pre-op assessment center, and then the lab work should also be pretty soon. It probably will be before that, but my next time touching base within the office with Dr. Martin will be on the 18th. So yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, we brought these nectar to go things, which I've always heard good things about them.
Right.
So they were in like a little packet. Actually, they're in my purse. Show them what they look like. Which we've always heard good things about. So I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have the chance. Looks like our doctor's office actually sells them.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw them and we decided to buy some today. They have quite a variety of things, and we bought some protein chips from them as well. I'll tell you about those too.
Really good.
But the nectar things look like this. So it's just a packet of powder.
Protein powder?
Yeah, it's protein powder. So it's fruit juice flavored, made by a company, Centrex.
Mm-hmm.
I've always heard good things about them. So as far as like the nutritional value, it's pretty darn good. It has 23 grams of protein, which post-op they want you to have like 60 a day. So if you drink one of these for breakfast, that's, I don't know, I'm not that good at math, guys, but it's a good amount. If you drink one for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then you're at your 60. Yeah. I know that. But
69
grams
of protein.
So you're well over it, and then not to mention the food that you eat throughout the day and stuff like that. So little things they got on here: 0 carbs, 0 fat, refreshing fruit juice flavor, lactose and gluten free, so all those good things. So we put it in some water today and mixed it up and everything.
We had the strawberry kiwi.
Yeah.
We tried. That's the fuzzy navel.
Yep. So we have this one left. So we tried that one, and my thoughts on it. We thought we mixed it up pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
We put it in the water. It suggests taking an entire pack and putting about 16 ounces of water and shaking it up, and that should be good to go. So we shook it up pretty darn good, and of course I had to try it first.
Ladies first is best.
Of course I tried it first, and right off the bat I got a good chunk of powder in my mouth.
Yeah, I got all that protein.
It wasn't the best thing I've ever had ever. And I am not a fan. I'm also not a fan of flavored waters and
fizzy drinks
stuff. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of stuff. With my drinks. It's either I'm going full on with the high fructose corn syrup, or I'm drinking water. So I don't know. I don't know as far as like what my diet is gonna look like as far as like these protein powders and shakes and stuff, because I am just not a fan. Like, I would just rather drink water, which I think I'm gonna just bring up to the dietitian next time I talk to her, because I need to know my options, because I don't want to just drink nasty stuff. Like, I'm just not a fan. I'd rather just eat the foods and then drink water, and that sounds like a game plan to me. But I mean, if I have to, I mean, we also tried the Premier protein shakes too, and those weren't terrible. I'd rather that over these nectar things. But I don't know.
Well, I'm the complete opposite. I thought these nectar things were pretty good. At first, it does smell weird. It smelled like the pink antibiotic or cough medicine you got as a kid from the doctor.
It does.
And I was like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. But after tasting it, it reminds me of like a vitamin water or a Powerade Zero type drink. I like those type of drink. I'm a big like juice drinker, pop drinker, whatever. So I need that flavor because I really hate just drinking water. So it was cold water and then the protein mix, and I thought it was amazing. It was really good. It tastes like strawberry kiwi. It's very light tasting, but it's good. And I actually prefer that over the Premier Protein, because the Premier Protein is more of like a shake-based, milk-based product, which is fine. But I noticed with the Premier Protein, and I'm pretty sure this probably is a thing with all protein, you got to drink it slow, I guess, because we was chugging it at first, and our stomachs was like hurting real bad because we never really drunk protein shakes before. And I think we read somewhere you're supposed to just sip it, and it worked a lot better. But I am all for this Centrex Nectar whey protein isolate. I'm definitely gonna invest in this. This is the fuzzy navel kind, so I'm gonna actually drink this after we make this video.
I'm not gonna drink it.
and see what it tastes like. But this is for me. They also have like some unflavored protein, so she should be fine. She can sprinkle it in her water or in her coffee or whatever she's having. And but yeah, I'm the one who likes stuff like this, whereas she doesn't. So
yeah, so
2 thumbs up for the Centrex Nectar.
Yeah, and we also tried. They had some protein chips. I'm not sure. Do you remember how much protein was in those? Maybe 11 grams.
Yeah, it was like
that. But they were chips, needless to say. When we opened the bag, they looked like small rice cakes, and they were barbecue flavored.
Yep.
I enjoyed those.
Me too.
I would buy those.
Yep.
So, good thing our doctor's office, they sell these things, and they were pretty cheap. Like that little packet of nectar was $1.75, which isn't too bad.
Not the sample, you know.
Yeah, not too bad. And what we're trying to do now is just find things that we like now, so that we're not scrambling once we're post-op and we don't know anything we like, and we're resorting back to the old things we used to eat because we don't know anything new. So we've been spending a lot of time trying to find new things that we like. We played around with some sugar-free jellos and sugar-free puddings and the Premier Protein shakes and just stuff like that. Trying to get some popsicles, sugar-free popsicles, things like that. Because those are things that are important after surgery. You just try to find some new things that you like. But
yeah, I'm not for the sugar-free pudding. Disgusting. But the jello,
I'm not a jello fan either.
I'm not sure what she's going to eat post-op, but we'll figure it out. Yeah. She'll be okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's all we have for you guys.
Yeah, so the next video will probably be soon. I don't know. Neat might want to do one about her. Check back in about her exercising and seeing
I'll keep you guys posted
what she's
on
doing.
Things. I'm having a little trouble with like food at this point. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we just had Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult, but I'm trying to make surgery my driving force to this. Like, it's only 13 pounds, right? So I think I'm just gonna. I really like ground turkey and vegetables. I think I'm just gonna keep going in that direction, and just even if I just have to tough it out and just eat that, like I'm pretty good about that. So I might just do that. I mean, otherwise, I don't know. It's so much variety out there with food. It just makes it a little bit hard. But I'll keep you guys posted on that and other stuff as we think of it.
Yeah. So that'll be it. And for the first time, bypass with Bay. See you guys.